was the son of, I always describe my dad as a Hoover-era G-man, an old-school FBI agent.
Okay.
And when I was a kid, FBI agents got moved around every year or two. So I was frequently in the position of being the new kid in town, feeling like an outsider. And I don't really know why, but from an early age, I was very interested in outsiders, unusual people, sideshow performers, snake handlers, criminals. So that got started early for me.
Okay, so your dad was an FBI agent.
Yes, he was.
Very cool.
Actually was in charge of the Niagara Falls office for years and worked out of Buffalo as well.
Wow, would you look at that? Okay, cool. Now, what was the crux in which you decided to pivot and switch your career to the field of psychology?
In December of 1983, I was an up-and-coming young administrator at a large private general hospital in Columbus, Ohio, when two of my coworkers were murdered between 4:30 and 5 o'clock in the afternoon, right off the main corridor of the hospital. No one was arrested. No one knew who did it. No one saw anyone leave the scene of the crime. And before long, I decided this hospital administration thing had been a worthwhile experiment for me, but it wasn't the niche for me. So I went back to Ohio State and began work toward my PhD.
Wow. Okay, fascinating. Now, you have corresponded with infamous killers such as Charles Manson, John Wayne Gacy, and Ted Bundy. So what did you take away from experiences like that, and how did they translate into you writing this book?
There are a lot of things, I think, that I took away from my experience corresponding with people like those that you mentioned. One is the extraordinary narcissism of those people, their virtual inability to see things from other people's point of view, their radical absence of empathy. They just don't think about other people and relationships the way most of us do. As far as writing this book, I was a forensic psychologist for 25 years. I worked on about 300 death penalty cases and many other kinds of cases. And the idea of writing a book was in the back of my mind for years. I knew I had accumulated a lot of uncommon experiences that I hoped other people would be interested in hearing about. Then along came the pandemic. I was retired by then, and I thought it's finally time to sit down and devote the time to this. And this book was the result.